Sipping sunshine through a straw. You smiled like you knew my name. Your voice a breeze without a flaw, soft and bright, never the same. My hands were sticky from the glass, but I held on to that glance. The moment seemed too small to last, yet too full to miss its chance. Did you feel the pause in time, like something real had just begun? Your laugh fell in a perfect rhyme underneath the golden sun. I didn't speak, I only stared at freckles lit by day's soft glow. The quiet told me you had cared more than you let show. The scent of citrus in the air, the hum of bees in lazy flight. You brushed your hair behind your ear and caught the corner of my sight. We stood like kids with secret dreams in summer's candy-colored light. Write your name in gentle ink on paper thin as clouded skies. Pause to let my feelings sink and weigh the truth behind goodbyes. You never asked, I never told, but something bloomed too late to show. A warmth I couldn't quite unfold now spills in lines too slow. You always smiled like you knew a secret shared between our stairs. You talk of things I never drew, but I was always halfway there. The breeze would stir your collar light. You'd laugh and look away, and I'd be stuck with all my might, pretending I was okay. This letter holds the words I hid, pressed like petals dry and small. Memories sealed beneath the lid now burst to fill it all. If I could mail it to the past, return to one unsure hello, I'd say the things I meant to last, but silence let them go. The ink runs with the summer sweat, the page curls in the heat, each word a sigh, a soft regret, each line a heart's retreat. You walked away without a trace, but I still hear your shoes. Echoes fill the empty space where I left all my truths. And if the wind should ever find you, let it carry what I missed. A summer heart, soft and true, etched in letters I never kissed. Unread, unsent, unseen, unknown, still they bloom inside of me. A garden left to grow alone, watered silently. You were never mine, but I wrote you anyway. The sky was bleeding orange and gold. We sat with knees nearly touching. I held my breath, not feeling bold, afraid of too much or nothing. You watched the horizon fade and fall. The world took on its violet hue. No promises, no curtain call, just me and quiet you. You lean back, your arms behind, eyes half closed, lost in thought. The calm was heavy, undefined, but somehow I was caught. Every second felt like glue, binding us without a word. I couldn't say what I wanted to, so I let silence be heard. Your foot brushed lightly against mine, a casual move or fade. I stared ahead, ignoring the sign, but my pulse wouldn't wait. We shared a soda, you held it tight, passed it to me with a grin. The sun dipped lower, losing light, but something grew within. The waves kept rhythm, pulling slow, a metronome for hearts unsure. You didn't speak, but I could know what closeness might endure. The space between us held a glow, more than light could show. And in that hush we let love grow, even if it wouldn't show. Sunset stretched between our shoulders, a ribbon of unsaid things. Moments passed then cooled like embers, but left behind warm rings. We didn't move, we didn't try. The end was soft, not sharp. And even now, when I close my eyes, I still see that spark. We never spoke, but maybe we didn't need to. Ooh. Crackling tunes through midnight air, your hand on the wheel, fingers light. I watched you sing like you didn't care, but your voice held something tight. The streetlights blinked like lazy stars. We drove with no clear aim. Your dashboard glowed like Venus, calling my heart by name. Every song seemed meant for us, the timing too precise. A secret code in every chorus, a truth in every slice. You didn't say what you were thinking, but you turned the volume high, as if the lyrics did the linking between your heart and mine. The window cracked, the summer sighed and whispered things I wished were true. You smiled and looked away and lied, but I still listened through. The road curved like stays with me. We chased the tide with barefoot steps, laughed as the foam kissed our skin. I caught your gaze in fleeting depths, wondering where you'd been. Shells between our wandering toes, salt and breeze and tangled air. Every silence somehow knows that something new is there. You brush the sand off my sleeve, so casual yet so slow. The smallest moments always leave the biggest echoes. Though you didn't speak, but your smile wrapped the dusk around my heart. The sea stretched out for miles, but you were the brightest part. We built no castles, drew no plans, just lines the tides could take. But as I watched your moving hands, my pulse began to ache. Our shadows danced across the shore, we didn't think to run. Time melted, nothing more than whispers in the sun. You told a story I have heard, distracted by your voice. Your laughter blurred each word, but still I made a choice to stay a little longer there, pretending not to fall. But love was hanging in the air, unspoken, soft and small. The tide between our fingers curled and pulled the space away. We never told the world, but the ocean knew that day. A glance became a tether, the shore a gentle stage. The breeze tied us together, a moment we couldn't cage. Waves fade, but I still feel your hand. My head leaned on the window pane, the world outside a blur. Sunlight drew a fleeting chain, and thoughts returned to her. Your voice came soft from just behind, a joke I barely heard. Still somehow it cleared my mind, like a long forgotten word. You looked at me, then looked away, eyes caught on passing trees. I wondered what you'd meant to say, in glances lost on breeze. The bus hummed on through countryside, and neither one would speak. But I saw the wish you tried to hide, and blushes on your cheek. The ticket stub I held so tight, crumpled like my calm. My breath fogged up the window light, then cleared like evening's balm. I wanted just to freeze that frame that hushed between our sighs. No destination, no true name, just truth behind our eyes. You leaned a little close to me, pretending not to lean. A song played low in minor key, and time slipped in between. I didn't ask if you would stay, I didn't need to know. You watched the sun drift far away and left before hello. Disappear where daydreams tend to go, but in the blur your voice is near, still soft and faintly slow. A memory written on the glass, a sigh caught mid-transit. Some wishes fade, but some still last, even when we quit. If I could turn the right around, I'd find you in that glance again. The same ripe fruit, fingers brushing mine. The sun above was absolute, but your touch stole the shine. Strawberries piled in paper trays, red like my racing thoughts. I lost my voice in tangled ways in everything you brought. You smiled and said you'd take it, and my heart skipped a beat. Something in your tone, so lit, so casual yet so sweet. You moved along the vendor stand, but glanced back just once more. A strawberry still in your hand, that moment I adore. There 2 days to pick or choose, but every scent hung in the air reminded me of you. You lingered near the lemonade, I followed steps behind. A story nearly ready-made, if only fate was kind. We met again near jasmine tea, your shirt stained just a bit. You laughed and offered one to me, I couldn't quite resist. No numbers shared, no final scene, but something changed that day. A signal soft, a glance unseen that never fades away. Strawberry signals lost in crowds still whisper through the heat. Beneath the noise, beneath the clouds, your rhythm stays discreet. A sweet that never spoiled or fell, a chance too shy to bloom. Yet I still taste it faint and well in every summer room. Love doesn't You stirred your drink for far too long, avoiding every gaze. The rain outside played its song, falling in quiet haze. I watched the drops trace down the glass, mirroring my delay. So much I wanted to let pass, but couldn't find the way. You spoke about a trip you planned, your fingers jumped the cup. I nodded with a trembling hand, just barely keeping up. The moment came, the words were near, but silence took its place. My heart stayed full, my lips unclear, afraid to leave a trace. Your smile was soft, a little tired, but kind in every curve. I tried to speak, but just inquired about things I don't deserve. The coffee cooled and so did time. We both stood up to go. I faked a laugh to end the rhyme, but felt it in my soul. You reached the door and looked around. Let's catch up soon, you said. A rain check wrapped a neutral sound, but my heart bled instead. You walked into the gentle storm, an umbrella in your hand, and I remained still far from warm, still trying to understand. Rain check confessions never fade, they echo through the steam. A chance I missed, a word I wait, still living in a dream. If I had told you on that day what brewed beneath my breath, would you have turned the other way or stayed to taste the death? The rain still falls, but I never said it. We walked without a place to be, the night a quiet friend. The trees stood still, the air was free as stars began to bend. You pointed to a flash of light, a firefly in slow flight. It blinked just once, then out of sight, like hope that burned so bright. You said they carry silent prayers, too small for day to hear. I watched your face, those tender stares, and wished to pull you near. But words get tangled in the dark, and fear becomes the thread. So I just smiled, lit a spark with nothing truly said. You told me stories The cicadas cry from hidden trees, a choir beneath the sun. Your hand was brushing through the breeze, our words were almost none. You kicked your shoes off in the shade to feel the dirt below. And though no promises were made, there's something I still know. You said this heat won't ever end, then smiled like you knew more. I watched your shadow slightly bend, stretching on the floor. The air was thick with lemonade, with sweetness in the sky. And I was sure, if not afraid, to let this moment by. Alright. A radio played faint and low, some love song out of tune. You danced a little soft and slow, like sun melting the moon. We didn't need to say it right, the silence made it clear. Some loves don't spark, they just ignite and stay forever near. You traced a heart into the dust, then laughed and rubbed it out. I wondered if I could trust this feeling strong yet doubt. But maybe summer doesn't stay, it just gives us the flame and leaves us glowing anyway, with hearts we cannot name. Cicada days, so loud and deep, still echo in my mind. A song too strong for us to keep, yet never left behind. We didn't need a word or vow, we lived it in the air. And though it's gone, I feel it now, like sun caught in your hair. The cicadas still sing when I think of you. Plastic bottle in your hand, sweat on summer skin. We walked the road with no clear plan, streetlights blinking, and you took a sip and made a face, then offered it to me, a flavor caught in quiet space. And time began to freeze. You talked about a show you liked, I barely caught the name. The way your voice and laughter spiked, it set my chest aflame. We passed the vending row of light, so neon small and real. And somewhere deep beneath the night, I knew what I could feel. You leaned against the traffic sign, the air was warm and still. I wondered if your heart met mine, or if it never will. The city whispered soft around, but we stayed in our zone. Two strangers who had somehow found a night to call our own. You spilled a drop on your white tee and laughed with glowing cheeks. That moment buried into me, so vivid even weeks. We would squeal, the world would blur, but somehow we felt safe. Like time had bent just to defer the ending we would face. The sunset dance stood across your hair like fireflies in flight. I whispered things into the air, hoping you'd hear them right. We never said this might not last. We rode too fast to think, but hearts beat slow and time moves past in every fleeting blink. You stopped to buy a soda can and gave me the first sip. A moment built without a plan, a warm and silent trip. We never reached a place called more, but maybe that was fine. We had the wind, the street, the shore, and seconds out of time. Sunset, bicycle, and breeze, you never looked behind. Some goodbyes, right in peace, no tears, just space and kind. I still replay that winding hill, your voice against the air. And though the ride is long gone, still you're always somehow there. I never pedaled back alone. You're part of every Side by side, no words in need. The moon, our silent guide. Each step a part of something freed, like time walked at our side. You kicked a pebble down the lane. I watched it bounce and spin. Your shadow echoed in my brain like soft things held within. You asked me why I love the night. I said it lets me feel. There's something in the silver light that makes all silence real. You nodded slow and closed your eyes, then opened them to me. I couldn't guess or theorize, but felt what it could be. Our feet tap softly on the stone in rhythm with our thoughts. And though we both were quite alone, we shared the space we got. No need for titles, plans, or dreams, just being close was right. The air was cool, the world was clean, bathed fully in the night. You laughed about a cloud above that looked just like a cat, and I so quietly in love. beside, and that's enough. And that's so high and shy. It wobbled once, then found its way and lifted with the wind. And just like that, I felt that day begin somewhere within. You caught my eyes and waved a bit, a smile I couldn't fake. My heart went wild, I couldn't sit, it fluttered like a quake. You ran the string wound in your hand, and I began to chase. Like fate had carved a silent plan and wrote it on your face. You laughed when I tripped on the rope. You stayed, each moment filled with fragile hope, yet not afraid to fade. The kite above began to spin, a dance too bright to stop, and everything I felt within just bubbled to the top. You said it's light but hard to steer, and looked at me so calm. I thought of how you brought me near with nothing but your palm. We let the kite pull far ahead, a speck against the blue, and I just hoped the thread we shed would lead me back to you. Paper kite, heart in summer skies, so delicate, so free. You never needed to disguise what gently flew from me. The winds may change and strings may break, I'll always feel that start. The lift, the light, the sudden ache of my paper kite heart. You made it fly, and I'm still floating. Golden light on your back, shadows stretched too long. We didn't need to speak or act, just walked where we belong. You traced your fingers on the rail, the metal soft with rust, and though the the sun began to pale. I kept my silent trust. You said the sky feels close today, and squinted at the glare. Your voice like waves that wash away, left warmth still hanging there. The city faded into hue of orange, pink, and dust, and in that glow I looked at you and knew I had to trust. We sat and watched the minutes melt like ice on fingertips. So much I wish that you had felt stayed hidden on my lips. You hummed a tune too faint to name. A breeze cut through the heat, and every word we never claimed felt beautiful, complete. You leaned your head against my side, not asking for a thing. No questions left for us to hide. No need for wedding rings. Just moments small, just hearts that beat too quietly to break. And though the light slipped from the street, it left us both awake. The melting air holds the space where we began to glow. No fireworks, no wild shapes, just soft and steady flow. I'll never know what might have been if time had let us stay. But I still feel you in my skin at every end of day. The sun is gone, but you remained. Caught in rain we didn't see, your jacket over me, the drops like music in the trees, a summer symphony. We left and ran through puddled streets, our footsteps echo there's beauty in what won't conform. Like water through the leaves, your smile was shy, your eyes were bright, reflecting clouded skies, and something flickered in the light, unspoken, undisguised. We shared a broken neon sign. It flickered pink and blue. You told a tale, a half-writ line, then asked what I would do if this was all we had, just this. A moment drenched in true. I didn't answer with a kiss, but maybe you still knew. You pulled the hood up on your head. I tugged it down in jest. The things we could have done or said just stayed inside my chest. Some loves are made of rainfall's touch. They bloom and fade too soon, but still I miss you far too much, like missing July's moon. Rain in July, soft and brave, still washes over me. A memory I couldn't save, but never tried to flee. You stood so close and I stood still, afraid to let it go. The way the rain fell down the hill, the way you whispered no. The rain is gone, but the thunder stays. You handed me a mint that day, so casual, so sweet. The kind you like from corner shops with sugar at its peak. I took it shyly, played it cool, but felt the blush arise, like teenage rules that bend and break in someone's honest eye. You teased, don't drop it with a grin, and watched me hold it tight. I knew you saw beneath my skin the way I burned in light. We stood beside the school's front gate, the bell already rung, but hearts don't listen when they wait, or when they've just begun. pause to double check. You didn't notice how I stared, or maybe that you did. But every heartbeat left me bared with feelings I still hid. You spoke about another name, a girl from last July. I smiled and laughed and played the same, though something in me died. You asked if I would grab a drink. I nodded, said I'm fine. But in the ripples I would sink, too deep to draw the line. The water mirrored sky and skin, a summer glossed in blue. And though I knew I'd never win, I still stayed close to you. You splashed and joked, you tossed your hair, so unaware, so free. But somewhere soft I said a prayer that someday you'd see me. The towels warmed beneath the sun, you dozed off for a while. I sketched your face with thoughts undone and smiled a dreaming smile. The things we love don't always love us back the way we hope. But still, I kept you just above the edge of what I call Poolside Reverie, half true, still echoes in my chest. A dream I dove into for you, a wish I can't arrest. I never told you how it hurt to sit and watch you sleep. But even now when waters flirt, your name runs soft and deep. I sunk that day, and still I float. The sky still smelled like summer flame, your hand not touching mine. We watched the sparks, then walked away, too quiet to define. The crowds had left, the lights were dim, but echoes stayed in air. And though we smiled, our hearts grew slim, with something floating there. You said that last one looked like wings. I nodded, not quite sure. So many have forgotten things still burn beneath the blur. The silence stretched like cooling ash between our hesitant steps, and every word we didn't clash felt louder than regrets. I wish I said I wanted more, or reached to hold your sleeve, but all I did was watch the shore and chose instead to leave. You told a joke that didn't land, to laugh to fill the space, but somewhere soft I touched your hand just once, then gave you grace. We split where lanterns stopped their glow at corners we both knew. You looked like someone said to go while I stayed stuck in you. The fire